Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We welcome everyone to this Saturday Sangha from ISKCON of Richmond. We are very, very happy and grateful that all of you are here. We see devotees from Richmond Yatra, of course, and there are so many other devotees from other yatras all over the world, in fact. So we are very, very grateful that you're here. Thank you for joining us. Again, we have our very, very dear and respected His Grace Adi Gadadhara Prabhu back with us. We are so happy and grateful to you, Prabhuji. This is so wonderful. And today is the most auspicious festival of Vasant Panchami for Gaudiya Vaishnavas. It's a very, very important day, as it's also the appearance day of many of our acharyas, including Raghunath Das Goswami and VishnuPriya Mata, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and other acharyas, very, very important. And this day, this festival of Vasant Panchami is a very, very important festival for Brajavasis. It's celebrated with such a joy and, festivities. So we are very happy that we have the association of our dear Adi Gadadhar Prabhu on this auspicious day. So most of us very, very well know our dear Adi Gadadhar Prabhu. But just in case if someone is new here, I just wants to give a little brief introduction. His Grace Adi Gadadhar Prabhu is a very, very serious and sincere practitioner of Bhakti Yoga from many, many decades, almost 25 years, I would say. Very, very sincerely practicing, and not just practicing, but sharing this wonderful Krishna consciousness with literally thousands of people all over the world. He's a senior disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Prabhu joined his journey back in Chowpatty during his college time, and now he is a physician by profession. He's based in Atlanta. Prabhu and Prabhu's good wife, they both are doctors practicing in Atlanta, and also leading the wonderful congregation of ISKCON Atlanta over there. Prabhu is also the counselor. He's giving numerous classes, encouraging devotees, taking care of devotees, and so much of service Prabhu is putting for Srila Prabhupada and ISKCON. And we are very, very happy that Prabhu kindly agreed to give us his association on this day. So without any further ado, I will hand it over to Prabhuji to take us to this wonderful, wonderful journey. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dear Divyanam Prabhu, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to serve your ISKCON Richmond congregation. Very grateful. And as you mentioned, today is a very auspicious tithi. It is Shri Vasanta Panchami, where the Vasanti Rasa Leela takes place at Govardhan. And today is also the divine appearance day of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, Srila Raghunandan Thakur, Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Today is the disappearance day of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And today is the appearance day of Srimati VishnuPriya Devi. Srimati VishnuPriya Devi is the amsha of, she's an expansion of Srimati Radharani. Specifically, Srimati VishnuPriya Devi represents Shri Satyabhama. There are parallels between the eternal Vraj Leela of Radha Krishna and the Dwarka Leela. In fact, the Vraj Gopis are so enthusiastic to serve Krishna that even when Krishna leaves Vrindavan and goes to Dwarka, Krishna's beloved Vrajavadhus, the Vraj Gopis, the young damsels of Vrindavan, they appear in Dwarka to serve Krishna. Just like Lord Balaram, he follows Krishna everywhere and he serves Krishna as Krishna's bed, Krishna's throne, Krishna's clothes, Krishna's garland, Krishna's umbrella. In many, many different ways, Lord Balaram is so enthusiastic to serve Krishna. Krishna comes as Lord Ramachandra, Balaramji comes as Lakshman. Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Balaramji comes as Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Always very enthusiastic to serve. Similarly, the Vraj Gopis are also ever enthusiastic to serve Krishna. So when Krishna performs his Dwarka Leela, Srimati Radharani appears as Shri Satyabhama Devi of Dwarka. And Radharani's transcendental competitor, Chandravali, she appears as Srimati Rukmini Devi. So Shri Chandravati Devi, Chandravali, she appears as Rukmini. And we know that Vishakha Sakhi, Srimati Vishakha Sakhi, she is non-different from Yamuna Devi. Yamuna Devi manifests as Vishakha Sakhi. Vishakha Sakhi manifests her love as liquid flowing Yamuna in Vraj. So when Krishna went to Dwarka, Shri Vishakha Sakhi, who is non-different from Yamuna, she becomes Kalindi, the wife of Krishna in Dwarka. Remember? Arjun was instrumental in arranging the meeting of Kalindi and Krishna. And then one of the 8 principal queens of Krishna in Dwarka is Kalindi, who is Yamuna. So Vishakha Sakhi is present in Dwarka as Kalindi. And what about our fiery Lalita Sakhi? It is mentioned in Shri Garga Samhita. Whatever I am speaking, this is from Garga Samhita. Shri Lalita Sakhi, she appeared in Dwarka as Jambavati, the daughter of Jambavan. So in this way, the Vraj Gopis, they are always enthusiastic to serve Krishna in Dwarka also. And they are there. So Satyabhama of Dwarka, who is Srimati Radharani, she appeared in Gaura Leela as Srimati VishnuPriya Devi. And Satyabhama's father, who was it? King Satrajit, who had the Shamantak jewel. So King Satrajit appeared as Sanatan Mishra, the father of VishnuPriya Devi. So with this background, let us dive into the pages of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is the Adi Leela, and we are reading from chapter number 15. I want to read some verses of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur's Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, because hearing these verses is unlimitedly more beneficial and purifying than hearing my faulty words, because I do not have any bhakti and I do not have any purity. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Dana Deha Hridaye Tomara Pada Dvandva. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is praying at the beginning of this chapter number 15. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda. Jai Gaur Nitai. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Dana Deha Hridaye Tomar Pada Dvandva. Give me dan, give me the charity of what? Your lotus feet. Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Jaya Gaura Chandra Jaya Nityananda Dana Deha Hridaye Tomara Pada Dvandva. Goshtira Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhyahaya. Anyone who hears Chaitanya Katha will get Krishna Bhakti. Clearly said. Goshtira Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhyahaya. All glories to the Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu and his associates. Anyone who hears Gaur Katha will get Krishna Prem. Further in this chapter, verse number 38 onwards, we will be reading. Not all verses, but we will be reading many, many verses. Hena mate vidyarase achena ishvara vivahera karya shachi chinte nirantara. So my dear friends, our Nimai Vishwambhar, Nimai Pandit, he is enjoying his pastimes with his friends and his mother in Sri Nadia, in Navadvip Dham. While he is relishing his pastimes, his mother, Shachimata, Vivahera Karya Shachi Chinte Nirantara. Constantly Shachimata is thinking, how can I get my Nimai married? Sarva Navadvipe Shachi Niravadhimane Putrera Sadrisha Kanya Chahe Anukshane. Everywhere Shachimata looked, she was always thinking, oh, can I find a suitable bride for my Nimai? Can I find a suitable bride for my Nimai? Because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was only 16 years old, my dear friends. 16, 17 years old at this time. He had been married previously. When he was 14 years old, he was married to Srimati VishnuPriya Devi. But when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was around 16 years old, he went to East Bengal, to Bangladesh, as a teacher, as Nimai Pandit, to teach. He went on a teaching mission. And when he came back after a few months, unfortunately, his wife, Lakshmipriya Devi, could not live in separation from him. And she gave up her body in separation. Viraha Agni. She gave up her body in separation from her beloved Vishwambhar. So then our Gauranga Mahaprabhu came back to Nadia, and he was living with his mother, taking care of his mother. And life was going on. But Shachi Mata was constantly thinking how her young son could be married. And for quite some time, she kept on planning, kept on thinking, kept on trying, how can I find a suitable match for my son? And Nimai was growing up. He was 16 years old, and then 17 and 18, he was growing up. And his mother was thinking, how can I get him married? How can I get him married? Sei Navadvipe Vaise Mahabhagyavan Dayashila Swabhava Shri Sanatanana. Sanatan Mishra is Satrajit, Maharaj Satrajit of Dwarka. So say Navadvipe Vaise Mahabhagyavan. Srila Vrindavan Thakur is describing that over there in Navadvip, there lived a Mahabhagyavan, a very, very fortunate person. And he was Dayashil. He was very compassionate. Dayashila Swabhav. He had a very compassionate nature, and his name was Shri Sanatana Nam. His name was Shri Sanatan Mishra. Now, Srila Vrindavan Thakur goes in detail to describe the qualities of Shri Sanatan Mishra. And are you all interested to know the qualities of Sanatan Mishra? How one can get Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as one's son-in-law, and how one can get a glorious daughter like Srimati VishnuPriya Devi as one's own child. We must know what qualities are there. Akaitava udara parama Vishnu bhakta atithi sevana para upakare rata. Sanatan Mishra was akaitava. He was very simple-hearted, and he never cheated anyone. Udar. He was very magnanimous, very charitable. Udar. And Parama Vishnu Bhakta. Most importantly, he was Param Vishnu Bhakta. He was a devotee of Krishna. He was Atithi Sevana. He used to serve the Atithis. So there are two categories of people who visit us. There is Abhyagat. Abhyagat means they give notice. Divyanam Prabhu, may I please come to your place in the afternoon? I want to discuss some Srimad Bhagavatam with you. Yes, Prabhu, come at 3 o'clock. So when I arrive at 3 o'clock, I am Abhyagat because I have given prior notice. But Atithi is one who comes without notice. So it is very easy to say to serve Abhyagat. Abhyagat has given notice, so we are ready. The house is clean. I remember once my brother came to visit us, and I was doing my shift in the hospital, and my brother with his family arrived before I came back, but my wife Radhava was there. And when I came home, I thought I have entered some other house, because the house was so clean. Everything was so neat and tidy. Everything was in the proper place. I said, what? Have I come to the right house? And I said, oh, my dear brother, the house is looking so clean today because you have come. And my wife was so angry. Shh, don't say like that. So Abhyagat, very easy to serve. We are ready to serve them. But Atithi, they just come without notice. So Sanatan Mishra was Atithi Sevak. He used to serve even Atithis, those who came without warning. Para Upkare Rata. And he was always engaged in Parupkar, always serving others, always doing the welfare of others. These are the qualities. Satyavadi Jitendriya Mahavamshajat Padavi Raja Pandit Sarvatra Vikhyat. Moreover, he was Satyavadi. He would always speak the truth. Jitendriya, his senses were controlled. His senses are very controlled. And he was Mahavamshajat. He had taken birth in a very good pious family. Padvi Raja Pandit. And he was Raj Pandit. He was a very great scholar in the court of the king. Raja Pandit. And Sarvatra Vikhyat. And he was very well learned and famous everywhere. व्यवहारे ओ परम संपन्न एक जन anayase anekere karena poshana. He came from a very well-to-do family, Sanatan Mishra, and he also anekere karena poshana. He also took responsibility for maintaining many people. So not just he was very well-to-do and selfish and just hoarding money. No, he would distribute and he would take responsibility and take care of many people because he was rich. तारकन्या आछेन परम सुचरिता मूर्तिमती लक्ष्मी प्राय से जगन माता. Tarakanya, the daughter of Sanatan Mishra, she was who? Parama Sucharita. She had the most auspicious character. And Murtimati Lakshmi Praya, say Jagan Mata. And she was the personification of Lakshmi Devi, the daughter of Sanatan Mishra. And because she was the personification of Lakshmi Devi, she was Jagan Mata, the mother of the whole universe. Shachi Devi tare dekhi lena se ikshane ei kanya putra yogya bhuji lena mane. As soon as Shachi Devi saw the daughter of Sanatan Mishra, she immediately felt ei kanya putra yogya. She is qualified to marry my son. She should be my daughter-in-law. Immediately Shachi Mata felt like that. Shishu haite dui tina bara ganga snana Pitramatra Vishnu Bhakti Vine Nahi Ana. In this verse, my dear friends, the qualities of VishnuPriya Devi are described. So please listen carefully. Today is her appearance day. After describing the good qualities of her father, Sanatan Mishra, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing the qualities of VishnuPriya Devi. Shishu haithe dui tina bara ganga snan. Since she was a small girl, since that time, she had the habit of taking Ganga Snan at least 2 or 3 times every day. Just see, so clean and so pure. And Pitra Matra Vishnu Bhakti Vine Nahi An. She had no other engagement other than serving her parents, Pitra Matra. She had always engaged in the service of her mother and father and Vishnu Bhakti. She was very devoted to Lord Vishnu. Aire dekhiya ghate prati dine dine Namra hai namaskara karena charane. And VishnuPriya, every day she would see Shachi Mata at Ganga Ghat when she would go for bath. You see, in those days, there were specific ghats for ladies to take their bath and different ghats for men to take their bath. So when Shachi Mata would meet little VishnuPriya Devi on the bank of Ganga, what would VishnuPriya Devi do? Aire dekhiya ghate prati dine dine namra hai namaskara karena charane. She would fall down, bow down at the lotus feet of Shachi Mata and offer her respects to her every day. Every day VishnuPriya Devi would offer her namaskar to Shachi Mata. Ayo kare namaha prite ashirvad yogyapati Krishna tomar karuna prasad. And Shachi Mata would bless her that may Krishna bless you with a suitable husband. Whenever VishnuPriya Devi would offer her respects to Shachi Mata would bless her, may you get a suitable husband. Ganga snane ai mane kare na kamana ei kanya amara putre hauka ghatana. And she would give this ashirwad that may Krishna give you a suitable husband, and internally at the same time Shachi Mata would pray, may you become my daughter-in-law, may you marry my son. Like that Mother Shachi would pray. At the same time, now let's go to the house of VishnuPriya Devi. Now we discussed the interactions between Shachi Mata and VishnuPriya. Now let's go to the house of VishnuPriya. What was happening there? Raja Panditera Ichha Sarva Goshti Sane Prabhure Karite Kanya Danani Jamane. And Sanatan Mishra and his family members, they were also desiring to do Kanya Dan, which means they were also desiring to get their daughter married. Daive Shachi Kashinatha Panditera Ani Balilena Tare Bapa Shuna Ekavani. By divine inspiration, one day Shachi Mata called a person by the name Kashinath Pandit. This Kashinath Pandit is a transcendental matchmaker. He always, in all the incarnations, he arranges the wedding of Sita and Ram, or Radha and Krishna, or Rukmini and Satyabhama, Rukmini and Krishna, Krishna and Satyabhama, like that. So in Gaur Gaunadesh Deepika, verse number 50, it is mentioned by Kavi Karnapur that who was this Kashinath Pandit, who was called by Shachi Mata. Who was he? He was a Brahman named Kulaka. And who was he? He was the Brahman who was sent by Satrajit Maharaj to Lord Dwarkadhish, Krishna, to accept Satyabhama as his wife. So in that incarnation also, he had played the role of arranging the marriage. And in this life, in this incarnation, he came as Kashinath Pandit. And he was called by Shachi Mata. And what did Shachi Mata say? Raja Panditera kaha ichha tha ke taya amara putre re karuna kanya dana. If you desire, if you want to serve me, my dear Kashinath Pandit, please go to the house of the Raj Pandit, Sanatan Mishra, and tell him that if he so desires, ichha thake amara putrere karuna kanyadan. May he do kanyadan to my son Nimai. So in short, Shachi Mata is telling that please go and ask Sanatan Mishra if he will give his daughter VishnuPriya Devi in kanyadan to my son Mora putrera. Kashinatha Pandit Chalila se ikshane Durga Krishna Bali Raja Pandita Bhavane. Sanatan Mishra got when Kashinath Pandit got this instruction from Shachi Mata, he got all excited. He did not say, okay, all right, let me see. Maybe in a few days I will go to Sanatan Mishra. No, he immediately got up, and from Shachi Mata's house, immediately he ran to the house of Sanatan Mishra. And while going there on his journey, while running from Shachi Mata's house to the house of Sanatan Mishra, what was he doing? Durga Krishna Bali Raja Panditera Bhavane. He went to the house of Raja Pandit Sanatan Mishra, constantly chanting the names of Durga, Durga, Krishna, Krishna, to invoke all auspiciousness. Because Durga Devi, she's always there to bring Radha and Krishna together. Katyayani Devi, who is Katyayani Devi? She's Durga Devi. Then even in Rukmini Mangal Leela, we read that whose temple did Rukmini go before Krishna came and took her? It was the Durga temple of Durga. Durga Devi is always instrumental. So therefore, Kashinath Pandit, he's so intelligent. He's praying to Durga Devi to bring Radha and Krishna together, to bring VishnuPriya Devi and Gauranga Mahaprabhu together. Kashinathe dekhi Raja Pandita apane vasite asana ani dilena sambhrame. Seeing Kashinath, Sanatan Mishra, he respectfully offered him his pranams and gave him an asan to sit. Come. Kashinath Pandit, please come and sit. And he asked, what brings you here, my dear brother? What brings you here? Kashinath balena achaye eka katha chittalaya yadi tabe karaha sarvatha. Kashinath Pandit said, my dear Sanatan Mishra, I am going to make a proposal. Please listen carefully and consider it carefully. Vishwambhara Panditere Tomara Duhati. Vishwambhara Panditere Tomara Duhita Danakara e Sambandha Uchita Sarvatha. So Kashinath Pandit told Sanatan Mishra that please give your daughter's hand in marriage to Vishwambhar, Nimai Vishwambhar. And this is a perfect match. See, Vishwambhara Panditere Tomara Duhita Danakara e Sambandha Uchita Sarvatha. E Sambandha Uchita Sarvatha. This is a ekdam apt match, very perfect match. Please do this. Give your daughter in marriage to our Nimai Vishwambhar. Tomara Kanyara Yogya Sei Divyapati Tahara Uchita Ei Kanya Mahasati. Your daughter is very qualified. She's Mahasati. She's very qualified. And this boy, Vishwambhar, Nimai Vishwambhar, he's Yogyapati. He's a perfect match for your daughter. Yena Krishna Rukmini te Anyonya Uchita Seimata VishnuPriya Nimai Pandita. Isn't it beautiful? This Kashinath Pandit is saying, Yena Krishna Rukmini te Anyonya Uchita. Just like Rukmini and Krishna's wedding was a perfect match, same mata, in that way, VishnuPriya Nimai Pandita. Same way there is the match of Nimai Pandit and your daughter VishnuPriya. Then what happened? When Sanatan Mishra got this proposal from Kashinath Pandit, he immediately discussed with his family and everybody was in favor. विश्वंभर पंडितेर करे कन्यादान करीब सर्वथा vipra ithe nahi an. Immediately, Sanatan Mishra replied to Kashinath Pandit that I will certainly give my daughter in marriage to Nimai Pandit. This is a perfect match, and I will do as you said, and I will not do otherwise. I will give my daughter in marriage to Nimai. भाग्य था के जदि सर्व वंशेर आमार तबे है न सुसंबंध हईबे कन्यार. Because I am very fortunate and my family is so fortunate, that's why such a wonderful match has come for our daughter. That Nimai wants to marry my VishnuPriya. It is such a great fortune. I fully confirm that yes, today I confirm the marriage of my daughter VishnuPriya with Nimai Vishwambar. Please, let's go ahead. शुनिया संतोषे काशीनाथ मिश्रवर सकल कहिला आशी सचिर गोचर. Feeling very happy, Kashinath Mishra immediately went to the house of Sachimata and he said, yes, Sanatan Mishra has agreed to do Kanyadan. Karya siddhi shuni ai santosha haiya sakala udyogata be karite lagila. Sachimata was so happy to hear that the proposal had been accepted, and immediately she started getting busy making all the necessary arrangements for the wedding. Prabhura vivaha shuni sarva shishagana sabai haila ati paramananda mana. When Nimai Vishwambar students, now Nimai Pandit had many students, hundreds and hundreds of students. When they heard that their teacher Nimai Pandit was going to get married, they became very happy. Paramananda mana, they became very happy. Then what happened? Prathame balila buddhi mantama hashay mora bhara e vivahe jata lagi vyay. Buddhimanta Khan said that I will bear all the expenses for this marriage. I will sponsor the wedding, because Sachimata, she did not have a husband with her. Jagannath Mishra had passed away. So how can she bear the expenses? She said, no worries. I will bear all the expenses. See, in the Vedic culture, it is the family elders who arrange the wedding. Whereas I have seen in the Western culture, it is the boy and the girl, they raise money for their own wedding and the parents are just guests. It is a fact, my dear friends. I talk to so many of my colleagues in the hospital. They're American men and women. They plan their own wedding, they decide their own wedding, they fund their own wedding. Parents are just guests. Can you imagine? Impossible in the Vedic culture. Buddhimanta Khan said he was just a family friend. He said, I will arrange all the wedding expenses. Don't worry. Then, E vivaha panditera karai bahena rajakumare ramata loke dekhajena. And Buddhimanta Khan announced that I will make this wedding so opulent that people will think that it is the wedding between a prince and a princess. I will not hold back at all. No funds will be short. I will give so much funds that this marriage will be very wonderful. Tabe sabe mili shubha dina shubha kshane adhivasa lagna kari lena harshamane. Then, with all the great pandits and scholars, they found out an auspicious day and an auspicious time for the marriage, and the adhivas ceremony was observed. Now, what is adhivas ceremony? Let us see. Bada bada chandra tapa saba tangaiya chaturdike ruilena kadali aniya. So first they erected a huge pandal. This is the original pandal festival. A huge pandal was erected and banana trees were placed in the Chaturdika, in the four directions for auspiciousness. Purna ghata deepa dhanya dadhi amrasar yateka mangala dravya achaye prachar. And then the mandap, the pandal, was decorated with water pots, ghee lamps, and yogurt, rice paddy, mango leaves, and other auspicious items. In many different ways, the whole mandap and the whole arena was decorated very nicely, all auspiciousness. Then Mridanga, Shahanai, Jaya, Adhaka, Kartal, Nanavidha, Vadya Dhvani, Uthila, Vishal. Different instruments like Mridanga, Shahanai, Mridanga, Shahanai, and Kartals, they were all used as auspicious musical instruments to create a tumultuous, auspicious sound. भाटगणे पडिते लागिला रायवार, पतिव्रता गणे करे जय जयकार. So the professional singers, professional reciters came and they started chanting auspicious mantras from the Vedas to invoke prayers. And then the women came and they did that Uludhwani. You know Uludhwani? If you go to Bengal, if you go to Mayapur temple, you see when Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj enters, all the Matajis, they are doing the I cannot even imitate. They make that auspicious sound with their tongue. That is called Uludhwani. So that was done. विप्रगणे लागिला करीते वेद ध्वनि, मध्ये आसी वसीला द्विजेंद्र कुलमणि. The Brahmanas chanted Vedic mantras, and in their midst, in the middle, sat the jewel of all the Brahmanas, Dvijendra Kulamani. Our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is referred to as Dvijendra Kulamani. Dvija means Brahmanas. Dvijendra means the king of all Brahmanas. And Kulamani, he is the jewel of his family. He was sitting. Chaturdike Vasilena Brahmana Mandali Sabai Haila Chitte Mahakutuhali. All the Brahmanas sat in groups around Nimai, and everybody was feeling very happy. Tabe Gandha Chandana Tambula Divyamala Brahmana Ganera Sabe Dibara Anila. So all the fragrant things like sandalwood paste, aguru, then tambul, pan, and flower garlands, they were brought and they were offered to everyone, especially all the Brahmanas. Shiremala Sarva Ange Lepiya Chandana Ekabata Tambula Se Dena Ekojana. Then garlands, beautiful fragrant flower garlands, were offered to everyone, along with sandalwood paste and a box of pan. Sounds fun? A box of pan, flower garlands, and sandalwood paste were offered to everyone, especially all the Brahmanas. But what happened? Let's see. Very interesting. Viprakula Nadiya Viprere Antanai Kata Jai Kata Aise Avadhina Pai. Now, even though there were so many Brahmanas in Navadvip, even the Devatas came in the form of Brahmanas to Nadia to participate in the wedding ceremony of VishnuPriya Devi and Nimai Pandit. And there were so many Brahmanas that no one could count how many guests. Normally in our wedding, we have a guest list. People only can come by invitation. They have to show the invitation card when they enter. So, and there's a head count, and we make prasadam arrangement only based on the head count. But here it is saying, Kata jai, kata aise avadhina pai. No one could count how many Brahmanas came there. Tathi madhye lobhishtha aneka jana ache ekabara laya punaha ara kacha kache. But the Brahmanas, by nature, they were greedy. Vrindavan Thakur is saying. So they would come, there was a line, you come and you receive your gifts. Gifts of a box of pan, garland, sandalwood. These are all expensive things. They would come and they would get the gift. So they would receive the gift, they would go to the back of the line and again get in the line for a second helping. They wanted the gift again. Arabara asi maha lokera kahale Chandana guva kamala niya chale. They came second time and again they took chandan, they took flower garlands and pan second time. Now this is very sweet. Now please pay attention. Our Nimai Vishwambhari is watching that for his wedding Adivas ceremony, all these Brahmanas have come and they are seeing that such nice gifts are being given and they have become greedy for the gifts. So what will happen? If they become greedy and they receive a gift and they cheat and they again get in the line and they again receive gifts, and they were doing it third time also, again getting in the line to get more gifts, what will happen? People who are watching the Brahmanas behave like this, they will criticize the Brahman community. What kind of Brahmanas are they? Why are they so greedy? Isn't it? So our Nimai, who is Dvijendra Kulamani, he is the crest jewel of the topmost Brahmanas. What he did to protect the reputation of the Brahmanas. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmana Hitaya, Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. He did something very sweet. What did Nimai do? Seeing the greediness of the Brahmanas and not wanting them to get criticized, he made an announcement. Nimai, he made an announcement in his own wedding. Sabare chandana mala dehati nabar chinta nahi vyayakara e ichha jahar. He said, my desire is that all the Brahmans should be given the gifts not once, not twice, but 3 times. So he gave an instruction. All the Brahmanas, come 3 times. Seeing that that's what they wanted, he made it legitimate so that no one will criticize them. This is our Mahaprabhu. He's so merciful. Just see. VishnuPriya Prabhura chittera ei katha tina bara dile purna haibe sarvatha. And when 3 times the gifts were given to the Brahmanas, tina bara paisabe harashithamana Satyakari aranahi layakona jana. They were completely satisfied by getting the gifts 3 times, and they did not have a desire to come 4th time. They were satisfied now by Mahaprabhu's mercy. Eimata malaya chandane guyapane haila ananta marma kehnahi jane. Another sweet thing happened, my dear friends. Where is Nityananda Prabhu? Nityananda Prabhu is here. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is revealing to us the secret. Shri Nityananda Prabhu was present there. How? Our Nimai Pandit was a Brahman, simple Brahman. He didn't have so much in his Leela. He did not manifest that he was very rich. Simple Brahman. Buddhimanta Khan is very generous and he wants to sponsor the wedding. But we saw that there were Ananta Brahman. No one can count how many Brahmanas came, because even the 33 crore demigod also came to participate. Plus there are so many Brahmanas in Navadvip itself. And how can we have fragrant, fresh flower garlands for all of them? When one sannyasi Guru Maharaj comes home, we have to sometimes struggle to make a proper garland. I have seen sometimes the garlands are so short, they barely go through the head. Have you seen that? I have seen it. When visiting Vaishnavas come, sometimes the garlands are made so short that they barely go. They are fit like Kantimala. Like even I have been offered garlands like that, almost like Kantimala. So, but now here there are unlimited Brahmanas, so unlimited garlands have to be made, and unlimited boxes of pan and chandan. How much effort it takes to grind chandan for Chandan Yatra? One day, if we have to put a full lap of chandan on Krishna, we have to invite devotees. Please come, volunteer, sit and make chandan paste. And here there are unlimited Brahmanas, and they are being not only applied chandan paste, they are being gifted chandan paste. Go, take home. And full body lap. How so much chandan? Where it came from? Our Vrindavan Das Thakur says, Ei mata malaya chandana guyapane haila ananta marma kehna hi jane. No one knows but our Ananta Nitai, Nityananda Ram. He himself manifested there in the form of garlands and chandan and pan. And because he's Ananta, Nitai is Ananta, he's called Ananta Nitai. He's Ananta, even the garlands became Ananta, became unlimited. The pan became unlimited, the sandalwood became unlimited, and everybody was satisfied. This is how enthusiastic our Nityananda Prabhu is to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Clearly it is mentioned. Eimata malaya chandana guya pane haila ananta marma kehana hi jane. And not that he came, okay, I am Balram, I am Nitai, now I will expand myself into garlands and take credit. No, kehana hi jane. No one realized, no one understood, but it was our Nityananda Prabhu who manifested there and became the garlands, the pan, the chandan for the service of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's guests. Then what happened? Our Vrindavan Das Thakur describes. Look at this. Vrindavan Das Thakur is a disciple of Nityananda Prabhu. So he is Nitai Premi. What is he saying? Manushya paila jata se thaku ka dure prithivite padila jata dite manushere se yadi prakrita lokera ghare ghaya tahate taya pacha vibha nirvahaya. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying that Nitai in his enthusiasm expanded himself with all those garlands and chandan and pan to such a degree that when the associates of Nimai Vishwambhar, the family members and the friends of Nimai Vishwambhar, they were distributing the gifts to the guests. As they were distributing, some gifts fell down. Some packets of chandan, pan and garlands, they fell down. Because there were unlimited people coming in lines and you just distribute. Some gifts fell down. Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying, if somebody collected the gifts that accidentally fell down, they were enough for 5 grand marriages. Tathaitaya pacha vivaha nirvahaya. You could do 5 royal weddings with the gifts that accidentally fell down in the marriage of our Nimai Vishwambar and VishnuPriya Devi. This is how enthusiastically Nityananda Prabhu expanded. Sakala lokera chitte haila ulhas sabe bale dhanya 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 adivas. Everybody was saying dhanya ho, what a wonderful adivas ceremony. I have never seen Laksheshwara o dekhiyachi ei navadvipe hena adivasa nahi kare karo bape. People are saying we have attended the adivas ceremonies of marriages of Lakpati, millionaires, but never have we seen such a adivas ceremony. This is so beautiful. Tabe Raja Pandita Ananda Chitta Haya Ailena Adivasa Samagri Laya. At that time, carrying all the samagri, all the ingredients and paraphernalia, our Sanatan Mishra, he joyfully arrived there. And who did he come with? Vipravarga Aptavarga Kari Nija Sange Bahuvidha Vadya Nritya Gita Maharange. He came with his family members. He came with the Brahmanas. And he came with many musicians, dancers, and singers. And then, at the auspicious time, he applied sandalwood pulp to Nimai. I'm not reading all the verses because we'll run short of time. And there was tumultuous glorification. And everybody was chanting the name of Hari. This is most important. Listen, verse number 104. Tatakshane Mahajaya Jaya Hari Dhvani Karite Lagila Sabe Mahastuti Vani. Everyone in the Adivas ceremony and the marriage ceremony of Nimai and VishnuPriya Devi, they were doing Haridhvani constantly. Haridhvani. And what? Pativrata Ganedeya Jaya Jaya Jaykar Vadya Gite Haila Maha Ananda Avatar. It was as if bliss personified had descended there. Everybody was feeling so blissful. And the Pativrata Gane, all the chaste ladies of Nadia, they were again doing that Uludhvani. They were doing Uludhvani, and the musicians were playing instruments and singing, and all the people are doing Hari, 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 Hari. After completing the Adivas ceremony, Sanatan Mishra returned to his home. And then, what happened? Tabe Suprabhate Prabhu Kari Ganga Snan Age Vishnu Puji Gaura Chandra Bhagavan. Such a beautiful verse. I love this verse. Verse number 109. Tabe Suprabhate. Then the next morning, so Adivas ceremony took place. It was beautiful. The next morning is the marriage ceremony. Okay. So next Suprabhate, auspicious next morning, Tabe Suprabhate Prabhu Kari Ganga Snan. Our Nimai, he got up and along with his friends, he went to Ganga to take his bath before his wedding. And after coming back home, Age Vishnu Puji Gaura Chandra Bhagavan. He came home after bath in the Ganga and he did Vishnu Puja in his house. Does anyone know who was the worshipable deity of Nimai in Nadia? He had 2 deities. He had a Damodar Shaligram Shila and he had a 4-armed Murti of Lord Vishnu called Adhokshaja Vishnu. These were the 2 deities of Nimai. And when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he discovered the birthplace of our Nimai with the help of Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Gaura Avirbhava Bhumistvam Nirdeshta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha. Our Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he showed the Gaura Avirbhav place, the birthplace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Confirmed it for Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur begging 1 rupee. Our Kedarnath Datta, the great magistrate, is begging 1 rupee from door to door to build that temple at Yogapith, at the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur started that construction at Yogapith, when they were digging the ground to create the foundation, they found the Adhokshaja deity, personally worshipped for so many years by our Nimai Vishwambar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's own personal family deity of Adhokshaja Vishnu was found there underground, completely, totally, 100% convincing everyone that this is the birthplace of Nimai. So that deity is still there, Adhokshaja Vishnu. So Adhokshaja Vishnu and a Damodar Shaligram Shila. These were the two deities that Nimai would worship every day. So he took his Ganga Snan, came home, and did his deity worship. Tabe sheshe sarva apta ganera sahite vasilena nandi mukha karamadi karite. Then there are other wedding ceremonies that Nimai sat and he performed. Again, Vadya Nritya Gite Haila Maha Kolahala Chaturdike Jaya Jaya Utila Mangala. Everywhere there was sounds of auspicious musical instruments like Kartal, Mridang, Shahnai. Everybody was saying Jaya Jaya Hari Hari. Purna Ghata Dhanya Dadhi Deepa Amrasar Sthapile na Ghare Dware Angane Apar. Inside the house, outside the house, everywhere there were water pots, rice paddy, yogurt, ghee lamps, mango leaves. All these auspicious ingredients were placed everywhere for decoration. Chaturdike Nana Varne Udaye Pataka Kadali Ropiya Bandhi Lena Amra Shaka. On all sides there were Jaya Pataka. There are victory flags everywhere. Big auspicious flags were there. Our Srila Jaya Pataka Swami Maharaj. Kadali Ropiya Bandhi Lena Amra Shakha. And they had tied banana trees and mango leaves everywhere. These are considered to be very auspicious items. Mango leaves and banana trees. Tabe ai pativrata gana lai sange lokachara karite lagila maharange. At that time, Mother Shachi, along with her associates. Who were the associates of Shachi Mata? They were ladies like Advaita Acharya's wife, Srimati Sita Thakurani, Malini Devi, the wife of Shrivas Thakur. All these great devotees, they were the friends of Shachi Mata. They all came and they started doing all the holy rituals that are supposed to be done. Age Ganga Pujiya Parama Harshamane Tabe Vadya Bhajane Gelena Sashthi Sthane. Shachi Mata performed Ganga Puja, Shashti Devi, again a form of Durga Devi. All those worships were performed according to the tradition. Ishwara Prabhave Dravya Haila Asankhyata Shachiyo Sabara Dena Bara Pancha Sata. By the influence of the Supreme Lord, Ishwara Prabhave, by the influence of Supreme Lord, Dravya Haila Asankhyata. Asankhyata means unlimited, and Dravya means all the paraphernalia, all the ingredients required for marriage, everything became unlimited. And who is this Ishwara? It is our Nityananda Prabhu, Ananta. Then what happened? Taile snana karilena sarvanari gane hena nahi paripurna nahila yemane. Then all the ladies, they took bath in oil. So our acharyas explain that when we take a shower, what do? We just go stand in water, put some soap, and again rinse it off with water, and our bath is over. But our scriptures explain that is third class. That is third class type of bath. Taking bath with water is third class. What is better bath? Second class is you put first bathe yourself with oil. Even now, I remember growing up in India, on Diwali, mummy used to give oil. And then different, we call it in Marathi, we call it utana, different like powders, chandan powder, and that, at least on that one day, and till sesame seeds, you smear your body with oil first. The parents only would come and they would apply everything, and then, okay, now you take a bath. So after taking oil bath with different ingredients, then you go and take an actual bath with water. So third class bath is bath with just water and soap. Second class is first you nourish your skin with oil. Therefore, Prabhupada, before taking his bath, he would take his massage. Now, not that from tomorrow we sit with a bowl of oil and tell our family, come on, family members, massage me. That is Prabhupada, he's Acharya, Paramahamsa. But I'm just saying, Prabhupada would always take oil massage first, and then he would take his bath. But what is first class bath? First class bath is taking bath with Vrindavan is saying, it is called, Gujarati it is called Uptan. In Marathi it is called, I think Uttan, something like that. Maybe if my mother is there, she can tell. But yeah, Uttana, I think it is called. So it's different auspicious powders that you put, smear made of different wood, and then oil, and then you take a bath. But the first class, what is first class snan? What is first class bath? It is, you put oil, you take bath with water, while bathing yourself, sarvatma snapanam. Snapanam means to take bath. Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. While chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Keep chanting Harinam and then do all this oil and water and bath. People have this habit of singing nonsense Bollywood, Hollywood songs. And they say, I am a bathroom singer. They sing. But that is nonsense. That is nonsense. We should not sing Bollywood, Hollywood songs while bathing. We should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because soap, water, oil, they will all purify and nourish the skin, cleanse the skin. But it cannot touch our mind. It cannot touch the mud, the dirt that is inside the mind. But only Harinam can. Nashta Prayeshu, Abhadreshu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Cheto Darpana Marjanam is happening from inside also. Okay, that is first class bath. So we should all take first class bath. First class bath while chanting Hare Krishna. Then the ladies took first class bath. Ei mata Mahananda Lakshmira Bhavane Lakshmira Janani Karilena Harshamane. Meanwhile, in the house of VishnuPriya Devi, there was a lot of bliss and happiness. You can only imagine the excitement. This wedding is taking place. In the house of VishnuPriya Devi, everybody is very excited. There is so much hustle bustle. Shri Raja Pandita Ati Chittera Ullase Sarvasva Nikshepa Kari Mahananda Bhase. Very joyfully, Sanatan Mishra, Raj Pandit, he gave so many gifts, so many wealth to anybody who came for the wedding. And he was floating in a bliss, ocean of bliss. Mahanande Bhase. Maha Ananda he was experiencing. Sarva Vidhi Karmakari Shri Gaura Sundara Vasilena Khanika Haya Avasara. And all the rituals, everything was performed very nicely by our Gaura Sundar while sitting in a very relaxed mood. He was not stressed. Nowadays we see in one wedding I attended, the bridegroom was coming on a horse. Traditionally the bridegroom comes on a horse. Now he had never sat on a horse in his life. And somehow they do those blank gunshots when the bridegroom comes to announce his arrival. It's not a real bullet, it's just a blank fire. Bang! The blank fire took place and the horse panicked. And the horse jumped and the bridegroom, his turban, he fell down. His turban and everything fell down. So this Mahaprabhu was not like that. He was sitting in a relaxed posture, completely in control. Our Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Tabe saba brahmane re bhojya vastra diya karile na santosha parama namra haya. Then our Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he gave all the gifts to all the visitors, especially the brahmanas, with different clothes, dhoti, chadar, nice. He gave gifts and a lot of foodstuffs also, and made all of them completely satisfied. Santosha. Karilena Santosha. He made them very satisfied. Ye mata patrajara yogya ye nadan sei mata karilena sabara saman. Mahaprabhu respected everyone by giving them appropriate gifts. And what did the brahmanas do? The guests do in return? Mahaprite ashirvada kari vipragana grihe chalilena sabe karite bhojana. So they all blessed, gave their blessings to Nimai and VishnuPriya Devi, and then they went to take prasad. Then what happened in the afternoon? Aparana vela asi lagila haite sabai prabhura vesha lagila karite. They all together came and they started dressing up Mahaprabhu. Just like in the temple, every day the pujaris, we dress our deities, isn't it? So that is Nitya Seva, my dear friends. This is Nitya Seva. Look, even in the Shastra, in Mahaprabhu's Leela, this is going on. So all the associates of Mahaprabhu, all the friends like Gadadhara Pandit, Mukunda, all the friends of Mahaprabhu, they started decorating Mahaprabhu, getting him ready. How did they do it? Chandana lepita kari sakala shri anga madhya madhya sarvatra dilena tathi gandha. They were applying sandalwood pulp to all his beautiful limbs of Mahaprabhu, and in between they would put some fragrance. Aguru, some musk, some kasturi, they would put fragrance. And then, now please visualize our Mahaprabhu. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadhatau sankirtanai kapitarau kamalayatakshav vishwambharau dvijavarau yugadharma palau vande jagat priyakarau karunavatarau. Our Gauranga Mahaprabhu is Ajanulambita bhujau. He is 7 feet tall. He has a golden, glowing effulgence. He is very fair, very beautiful, very attractive to look at. And Udar Anga, his body is full. It's very beautiful. Not that, he's disproportionate. Udar Anga. He has got very beautiful, big, full body. So he's not muscular. Sometimes, people have this habit of portraying Krishna as very muscular. Like they show Narasimhadev with six-pack abs and big chest muscles and biceps bulging and veins popping out. I have seen Narasimha Bhagwan portrayed like that. Or Krishna, one of my friend always had his WhatsApp DP like that. So Krishna is lifting Govardhan like this in his left hand, and all his muscles are bulging, and he's got a V-cut like this. Krishna is very angrily, he's lifting up Govardhan. But our Krishna is not like that. That strength is not coming from muscles and veins, please. It is not a mundane strength. This is his opulence. One of his Bhagavan. He has got the 6 opulence. One of his opulences, his wealth, is strength. It is just natural, swabhavik. He doesn't have to go to the Gold's Gym or LA Fitness and become muscular to be able to lift up Govardhan. Not in Krishna was practicing for many days. I have to lift Govardhan. I have to practice runs. No, it is swabhavik. It's natural strength. It's one of the 6 opulences of Krishna. So Mahaprabhu had Udar Anga. His body was very full and beautiful, but still he's very slender. He doesn't have these veins and muscles, biceps and triceps. It's not a mundane body made of muscles and blood. No, Mahaprabhu is very slender. Yes, he has a broad chest. He has a narrow waist. He has a deep navel. His neck is nice, very attractive, like a lion's neck, like a conch shell. He's got very beautiful, curly, black, soft hair. His eyes are like a lotus flower. His lips are like the bimba fruit, reddish lips. Very beautiful Mahaprabhu. His nails are like the glowing moon. Very beautiful form, but it is very slender and beautiful and delicate to look at. That is our Mahaprabhu. Ardha Chandra Kriti Kari Lalate Chandana Tathi Madhye Gandhera Tilaka Sushobhana. Beautiful, beautiful description. Please drink this description through your ears, and in your heart, just visualize. Mahaprabhu is there, surrounded by Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda Datta, and all his friends. And they are getting Nimai ready for his wedding. Ardha Chandra Kritikari Lalate Chandana. With Chandan, they made a tilak on Nimai Vishwambar's forehead like a half moon. Half moon. Lalata means on his forehead. And Tathi Madhye Gandhera Tilaka Sushobhana. And this tilak was enhanced because it was mixed with gandha, fragrance. Fragrance of what? Aguru. Very fragrant. Aguru. We get aguru incense sticks. You should try sometimes. Then there is musk. Then there is keshar. All these fragrant substances are mixed, and a very beautiful fragrant paste is made, and it is put on that chandan tilak. Very beautiful. Adbhuta mukuta shobhe Shri Shira upare Sugandhi malaya purna haila kalevara. Adbhuta mukuta shobhe Shri Shira upara. A very beautiful mukut. Now this mukut was with cloth, turban, not like a gold mukut, but with turban. Very attractive. Nice turban. Our bridegroom, Nimai. Sugandhi malaya purna haila kalevara. And he was given a beautiful flower garland that covered his whole body, not a short garland like sometimes you see. Nice garland, big long garland going down to his lotus feet. Such beautiful and fragrant, not like just any flower, cheap flower that is available, cheapest $3.99. No. Beautiful, fresh, fragrant flowers. They were used. The most fragrant flowers, malati, lily, jasmine, mogra, lotus flowers, rose, beautiful, all fragrant flowers. We should never offer flowers that don't have fragrance. It is mentioned in Hari Bhakti Vilas that it's a seva aparad. Even in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami writes, one of the seva aparad is to offer Krishna flowers that don't have fragrance. Then, Divya Sukshma Pita Vastra Trikacha Vidhane Paraya Kajjala Dilena Shri Nayane. Divya Sukshma Pita Vastra. So he was wearing, Mahaprabhu was wearing Pitambar Vastra. His dhoti was yellow, but Sukshma. It was not thick, rough cloth. It was Sukshma. Very fine, soft dhoti. Mahaprabhu's dhoti is very fine and soft and Pitambar, yellowish color, very beautiful. Why yellow? Because it reminds him of Radharani. Reminds him of Radharani. Then, and his dhoti was Trikacha Vidhane. It was tucked in 3 places. Now, this is interesting, everyone. Please pay attention. How Mahaprabhu wore his dhoti? Have you seen, sometimes you see Bengali devotees, especially in Mayapur. So they will wear the dhoti and then the front pleats, they will pull it up and tuck it. So it is tucked in 3 places. Here, in the front and at the back. So that is called Trikacha Vidhane. So that is authentic. That is bona fide. See, once Srila Prabhupada was told, Prabhupada, what is the guarantee that you are giving us Bhagavad Gita as it is? What Krishna spoke 5,000 years ago, as it is you are giving. What is the proof? Prabhupada said, Arey Baba, I have not changed anything. I have not even changed the dhoti. The dhoti that I taught my disciples to wear, that is also authentic dhoti how Mahaprabhu used to wear. So here it is mentioned. You have all seen Devanam, you know what I mean, na? That dhoti, it is pulled up and tucked here on the side. That is 3 places tucked. Trikacha Vidhane. Mahaprabhu did like that. He was wearing his dhoti, very beautiful. And his eyes, Paraya Kajala Dilena Shri Nayane. His Shri Nayane, his beautiful lotus eyes were decorated with Kajal, our Mahaprabhu. Because when you put Kajal, the eyes become highlighted. Already he has got lotus eyes, big eyes, big eyes. And they become even more highlighted. Dhanya Durva Sutra Kare Kariya Bandhana Dharite Dilena Rambha Manjari Darpana. And then they took Durva grass, which is very auspicious, and they tied a thread of Durva grass around his right wrist. And then they held a mirror. Darpana. Darpana means mirror. After when we do darshan, when you open the Shringar Arti, we first take a darpana mirror and we show the lordships, right? How they can look for themselves that the pujari has decorated nicely. If they want to make some adjustment, they can make. Or they can tell the pujari. So we show the mirror. So similarly, Mahaprabhu was shown the mirror by his assistants. So Mahaprabhu approved. Yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Suvarna Kundala Dui Shruti Mule Dole Nana Ratna Hara Bandhi Lena Bahu Mule. His ears were decorated with Suvarna Kundala, golden earrings. And Dui Shruti Mule Dole. His arms were decorated with various Nana Ratna, with very many types of jewels, armlets, even around his wrists, it was there. And everybody became very happy seeing this form of Mahaprabhu. Ishwarera Murti Dekhi Jata Naranari Mugdha hai Lena Sabe Apana Pasari. When they had this darshan of Nimai, when Nimai came out after being decorated by his assistants, and the Naranari, the men and women of Nadia, they saw this darshan of Nimai. They became mugdha, they became overwhelmed with, they were so attractive. And then they started their journey towards the house of VishnuPriya Devi. Now Nimai started from his house to the house of VishnuPriya Devi. And he was carried in a palanquin. How? Tabe divya dola kari buddhi mantakhan harishe aniya kari lena upasthan. Buddhi mantakhan personally brought a very beautiful palanquin. And our Nimai was asked to sit, and surrounded by professional musicians and brahmanas chanting auspicious mantras, he was told to sit on the palanquin and begin his journey to the house of Sanatan Mishra. Tabe Prabhu janani re pradakshina kare vipragane namaskari bahumanya kare. But Nimai, not that he's getting, I remember when I got married, the Pandit told me that today you are Narayan. Really. He was not ISKCON Pandit, but whoever he was, just Smarta Brahmana, he was telling that today you are Narayan. So now, and then on the way to the marriage, we had to visit the temple of Lord Ganeshji, Ganpati ji, and he told me, you can go with shoes because today you are Narayan. You don't have to take off your shoes. You are the bridegroom. For today, you are Narayan. I said, no, I don't want to be Narayan. I can never become Narayan. The Nar can never become Narayan. Jeev can never become Jagannath. I am just insignificant person. So I took off my, of course, I took off my shoes and I took blessings of Lord Ganesh. But that is what they say. They say that on the day of marriage, the bridegroom is Narayan and the bride is Lakshmi for that day. But look at Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu did not accept that. Tabe Prabhu Janani re pradikshina kare. He went to his Janani, he went to Shachi Mata and he circumambulated Shachi Mata. And Vipragane Namaskari. He offered his namaskar to all the Brahmins who were there and Bahu Manya Kari and gave them lot of man, samman, gave them lot of respect. And in this way, with great celebration and with great pomp and decoration and everything, Haridhwani, Uludhwani, everything, musical instruments, Vedic mantras being chanted, our Nimai sat on the palanquin and he came to the house of VishnuPriya Devi along with all his family members and friends, along with Shachi Mata and all others. Now there is beautiful description, but I will skip that because in the interest of time. Just one verse I will read. I like this very much. Prathame vijaya kari lena ganga tire ardha chandra dekhi lena shirera upare. By the time they came to the house of Vishnupriya Devi, it was already evening and the moon rose and a half moon was visible in the sky. And at that time, our Nimai, he did Ganga Puja. On the way there was Ganga. And then with a lot of nice description is there. Jaya Dhaka, Veera Dhaka, Mridanga Kahala, Pataha, Dagada, Shankha, Vamshi Karatala. All these musical instruments, there was nice tumultuous sound, and with great celebration, our Nimai arrived at the house of Sanatan Mishra. Dekhi ati amanushi vivaha sambhara sarvaloka chitte maha paya chamatkara. Anyone who saw this marriage procession of Nimai, they were astonished. And they said, all the people of Nadia said, Bada bada vivaha dekhi yache loke bale ei mata samriddhi nahi dekhi kona kale. We have seen many big weddings, but never have we seen such opulence, such beautiful wedding. And ei mata stri purushe prabhure dekhiya anande bhasaye dekhi sukriti nadiya. Entire Nadia, entire Navadvip was floating in an ocean of bliss, seeing the marriage ceremony of Shri Nimai and Srimati VishnuPriya Devi. And what were they thinking? They were thinking, Henavare kanya nahi parila yadite apanara bhagya nahi haibe ke mate. When they saw Sanatan Mishra, all the pious people who had daughters, they were thinking, oh, we are not as fortunate as Sanatan Mishra. Because look, his daughter Vishnupriya Devi is getting married to this Nimai. He is the crest jewel. He is Purushottam. He is the best person. And our Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying, now Vrindavan Das Thakur is sitting little away from Nadia. He did not live in Nadia. He lived outside Nadia. So Vrindavan Das Thakur in his humility is saying, Navadvipa Vasira Charane Namaskar Esaba Ananda Dekhi Bare Shakti Jar. I offer my respectful obeisances to the residents of Navadvip who have the great fortune of seeing this marriage procession of Nimai Vishwamati. At dusk, our Nimai arrived at the house of VishnuPriya Devi and Sanatan Mishra. Parama Sambhrame Raja Pandita Asiya Dola Haite Kole Kari Vasai Lalaya. Sanatan Mishra came out with great excitement to receive the bride, the bridegroom. He came with a great excitement to receive the groom. Pushpa Vrishti Kari Lena Santoshe Apane Jamata Dekhiya Harshe Dehana Hi Jane. He forgot his own self. He was so happy and he brought flowers for Nimai, for the groom, and gave so many flower garlands to Nimai. Tabe taya patni nari ganera sahite mangala vidhana asi lagila karite. Then Sanatan Mishra's wife, means VishnuPriya Devi's mother, and other family members, they also came. And they did all the rituals of wedding, which are all very auspicious. The description is given here. They placed durva grass, rice paddy on Nimai's head, and they took a 7-wick ghee lamp. 7, not 5, 7. And they offered arti to Nimai. धान्य दुर्वा दिले न प्रभुर श्री मस्तके आरती करीला सप्त घृतेर प्रदीपे. Sapta Gritera Pradeepe. Ghee, 7 ghee lamps. Now, our VishnuPriya Devi. Tabe sarva alankare bhushita kariya Lakshmi Devi anilena asane dhariya. Then VishnuPriya Devi, who is called Lakshmi Devi here, she was brought and she was carried on a very beautiful seat, like a palanquin also. And Tabe harshe prabhu rasa kala aptagane prabhu rehat tulilena dhariya asane. At that time, when VishnuPriya Devi was brought on an asan by her family members and carried high, the associates of Nimai, those who had come from the boy side, from the groom side, they also picked up Nimai on a seat, on an asan, and lifted him up high. Tabe madhe antapata dhari lokachare sapta pradikshina kara ilena kanyare. At that time, according to the custom, what they did was they blindfolded Nimai, so he cannot see his bride. They were increasing the excitement. And so they blindfolded Nimai, so Nimai could not see Srimati VishnuPriya Devi, but VishnuPriya Devi did 7 circumambulations, 7 times circumambulation around Nimai Vishwambhar. Tabe Lakshmi Pradakshina Kari Shatabar Rahile na Sammukhe Kariya Namaskar. And then she came in front of Nimai, but Nimai was blindfolded. And then she offered her obeisances, Kariya Namaskar. She offered her obeisances to her husband, Nimai. Tabe Pushpa Phela Pheli Lagila Haite Duivadya Bhandamaha Lagila Bajite. So many musicians started playing music when VishnuPriya Devi came in front of Nimai and offered her obeisances after circumambulating him 7 times. And all the people, what did they do? Tabe Pushpa Phela Pheli. They were throwing flowers at the bride and the bridegroom. चतुर्दिके स्त्री पुरुषे करे जय ध्वनि आनंद आसिया अवतीरा ला आपनी. As if Ananda, happiness had incarnated there in that Vivaha Mandali. आगे लक्ष्मी जगन माता प्रभुर चरणे माला दिया करी लेना आत्म समर्पणे. This is the description of the wedding of VishnuPriya Devi and our Nimai Vishwambhar. आगे लक्ष्मी जगन माता प्रभुर चरणे. She offered a flower garland to Nimai. So she took a flower garland, beautiful fragrant flower garland, and she garlanded Nimai Vishwambhar. VishnuPriya Devi garlanded Nimai Vishwambhar, and then Charane Karila Atma Samarpane. And then she fell at the lotus feet. She bowed down at the lotus feet of Nimai and Atma Samarpane. She offered her life to Nimai. Tabe Gaura Chandra Prabhu Ishata Hasiya Lakshmira Galaya Mala Dilena Tuliya. At that time, sweetly smiling, Gaurachandra, our Gaurachandra, Nimai Vishwambhar, he offered a flower garland in return to VishnuPriya Devi. So they both garlanded each other, and now they are husband and wife. Tabe Lakshmi Narayane Pushpa Phela Pheli Karite Lagila Hai Mahakutuhali. And when Vishwambhar garlanded Vishnupriya Devi, again all the devotees, they were throwing beautiful fragrant flowers. Brahma Adi Devata Saba Alakshita Rupe Pushpa Vrishti Lagile Na Karite Kautuke. Brahmaji, Shivji, all the 33 crore demigods, they came in the sky and they were Alakshita Rupe. They could not be seen. They were not visible to ordinary people, but they were showering divine flowers on our Vishnupriya Devi and Gaura Sundar. Ananda Vivada Lakshmi Gane Prabhu Gane Ucha Kari Vara Kanya Tole Harsha Mane. Then there was a competition. Ladke wale and ladke wale. From the bridegroom side and from the girl side. What was the competition? They, from the bride side, they kept Vishnupriya Devi on an asan and they lifted her up high in the air. And from Nimai Vishwambhar's side also, the family members picked up Nimai on an asan and they were lifting him high. And then what was the competition? Uchchakari. Who can lift up higher? Oh no, Nimai is higher. No, Vishnupriya is higher. That competition was going on. Kshane Jine Prabhu Gane, Kshane Lakshmi Gane, Hasi Hasi Prabhu Re Bolaya Sarvajane. Now, Nimai is still blindfolded. He cannot see. He has not seen Vishnupriya Devi. So, Kshane Jine Prabhu Gane, Kshane Lakshmi Gane. Sometimes Nimai would win the competition of being lifted up higher, and sometimes VishnuPriya Devi would win. And Hasi Hasi Prabhu Re Bolaya Sarvajane. Now Prabhu could not see, Nimai could not see who is winning, who is losing. So he was getting a running commentary. People are telling him Hasi Hasi while laughing. All the people were telling Prabhu, "Oh, now you are winning. Now you are higher. Oh no, now your wife is higher." The competition was going on, and in this way, Ishata Hasila Prabhu Sundara Shrimukhe Dekhi Sarvalok Bhase Parananda Sukhe. Everybody was so happy seeing this wonderful scene of Mahaprabhu's and Vishnupriya Devi's marriage ceremony. Mukha Chandrikara Mahavadya Jayadhvani Sakala Brahmande Pashi Lekha Hena Shuni. At that time, when the bride and groom, then what happened? They removed the blindfold. After this competition was over, they were made to sit in front of each other, and then Nimai's blindfold was removed. And Mukha Chandrikara Maha Vadya Jaya Dhvani Sakala Brahmande Pashi Lekha Hena Shuni. And then, as there was tumultuous, auspicious music going on in all directions, our bride and the bridegroom, VishnuPriya Devi, Srimati VishnuPriya Devi, and Shri Vishwambhar, they exchanged glances for the first time. Hare Krishna, their eyes met while everybody was playing musical instruments and chanting Hari Hari. Hena mate Shri Mukha Chandrika Kari Range Vasilena Shri Gaura Sundara Lakshmi Sange. Along with Lakshmi means Vishnupriya. Along with Vishnupriya Devi, our Gaura Sundar is sitting and they are exchanging glances. Now openly they are looking at each other. Tabe Raja Pandita Parama Harshamane Vasile na Kari Bare Kanya Sampradane. At that time, our Sanatan Mishra did Kanyadan. He gave his daughter in marriage to Shri Vishwambhar, Nimai Vishwambhar. And then again, he chanted all the mantras. He offered Padya, Arghya, Achamaniya, everything he did for Nimai, as was the tradition. And he gave cows and some cloth, some bedding, some even land as a gift to his bridegroom, to his son-in-law. And then Lakshmi Vasailena Prabhu Ravama Pashe Homa Karma Karite Lagila Tabe Sheshe. Then Sanatana Mishra told his daughter Vishnupriya, please come and Vama Pashe, sit on the left side of Nimai. So the father is bringing his daughter and asking her to sit on the left side of Nimai. That is the tradition. Vedachara Lokachara Jata Kichu Ache Sabakari Vara Kanya Dhare Nila Pache. So after performing all the marriage rituals, all the Vivaha Samskar, everything was done according to the Vedas and the local custom. Sanatan Mishra took the couple inside the house. Vaikunta Haila Raja Pandita Avase Bhojana Karite Jai Vasilena Sheshe. Then Sanatan Mishra took Nimai and his daughter Vishnupriya inside the house, and they were both made to sit down and they were asked to take Bhojana Karite. They were given Krishna Prasad. So they had their Bhojan, their first meal together. Vishnupriya Devi and Shri Vishwambhar. Then Bhojana Kariya Sukhe Ratri Sumangale Lakshmi Krishna Ekatra Rahila Kutuhale. In this way, our Nimai, Vishwambhar and Vishnupriya Devi, they lived together very happily. Sanatana Panditera Goshtira Sahite Yesukha Haila Taha Ke Pare Kahite. Who can describe the happiness that Sanatan Mishra, his family members, and Shachi Mata and all the other devotees they felt? How was it? Now listen, verse number 195. Nagna Jita Janaka Bhishmaka Jambuvanta Purvetara Yehena Haila Bhagyavanta. Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying in the past, the same joy that Maharaj Nagnajit, the father of Krishna's one of Dwarka wives, Satya's father, the same happiness that Nagnajit experienced, the same happiness that Janak Maharaj experienced, the same happiness that Maharaj Bhishmak, the father of Rukmini Devi, he experienced, the same happiness that Jambavan experienced when he gave away Jambavati to Krishna in marriage. That same experience, that same good fortune was experienced by Sanatan Mishra today, when his daughter Vishnupriya Devi got married to Shri Vishwambhar. Sei bhagye ebe goshti sahas sanatana Paile na Purva Vishnu Sevara Karana. So why did Sanatan Mishra get this great fortune? Because Vishnu Sevara Karana. Because previously he had done a lot of Vishnu Seva. He had done a lot of bhakti. That's why he got this great fortune. We are on the last few verses now. Tabe ratri prabhate ye chila lokachara sakala karila sarva bhuvane rasara. Then next morning, Sanatan Mishra, he performed all the activities like Achaman and Arti and all the auspicious rituals that were supposed to be done. And then accompanied by musicians, singers and dancers, our Vishwambhar returned to his home. So he spent one day in the house of his father-in-law, and next day with his new bride, his dharmapatni, his wife, he went to his own home. Tabe Prabhu namaskari sarva manya gana Lakshmi sange dolaya karila arohana. After offering his obeisances to Sanatan Mishra's wife, and all the elders, Vishwambhar and VishnuPriya Devi, they sat on the palanquin. So remember, Nimai came in a palanquin, and now he's returning in that same palanquin that Buddhimanta Khan had prepared. But now he came alone, but now he's going with his wife, Vishnupriya Devi. Hari Hari Bali Sabe Kari Jaya Dhwani Chali Lena Laiya Tabe Dvija Kulamani. The Dvija Kulamani, the crest jewel of all the Brahmanas, all the Dvijas, he was getting married to Vishnupriya Devi, and therefore all the best of the Brahmanas, they were chanting Hari 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 Jai 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 Dhwani. Pathe jata loka dekhe chalila asite dhanya dhanna sabe prasham se bahumate. And on the way, anyone who saw this palanquin carrying Vishnupriya Devi and Vishwambhar, surrounded by Brahmanas chanting auspicious Vedic mantras and chanting the name of Hari, Lord Hari, and musical instruments, singers, dancers, joyful procession as it was going along the streets of Nadia, everyone who saw, they started glorifying. Strigana dekhiya bale ei bhagyavandi kata janma sevilena kamala parvati. Oh, this Vishnu, everybody was saying, oh, this Vishnupriya Devi is so fortunate. She got married to Nimai. We don't know how many lifetimes she must have served Parvati Devi and Lakshmi Devi that she got a husband like Nimai. Keha bole ei hena bhuji har gauri, keha bole hena bhuji kamala shri hari, kamala shri hari. Beautiful. Please pay attention. We are at the end of the discussion. Some people, bystanders who were watching this procession, the palanquin, Shri Vishnupriya Devi and Shri Vishwambhar are going home, returning home. They said, some people said, Ei hena bhuji hara gauri. This couple looks like Hara and Gauri. Hara means Lord Shiva and Gauri means Parvati Devi. Looks like Shiv Parvati. Some said, hena bhuji Kamala Shri Hari. No, they look like Kamala. Shri Kamala is Lakshmi Devi and Hari is Lord Vishnu. Some said Keha bole ei dui Kama Devarati, Keha bole Indra Shachi Layamoramati. Some said no, I think Shri Vishnupriya Devi and Shri Vishwambhar, they look like Kamadev and Rati. Rati is the wife of Cupid, Kamadev. And some said no, they look like Lord Indra and Shachi Devi, the wife of Indra. Like that they were comparing. Keha bole hena bhuji Ramachandra Sita, ei mata bale jata sukriti vanita. In this way, according to their own intelligence, they were comparing. Some said no, they look like Sita and Ram. They look like Sita and Ram. Hena bhagyavanta stri purusha nadiyar esaba sampatti dekhi bara shakti jar. Only those who were very fortunate, they were able to see this wonderful opulence of the Supreme Lord and his eternal consort. Lakshmi Narayanera Mangala Drishtipate Shubhamaya Sarvaloka Ilana Diyate. All the residents of Nadia who received the merciful glance of Vishnupriya Devi and Vishwambhar, they felt very happy and they felt themselves extremely blessed. Tabe Shubhakshane Prabhu Sakala Mangale Ailena Grihe Lakshmi Krishna Kutuhale. At an auspicious moment, Sri Vishnupriya Devi and Sri Vishwambhar, they arrived at their home in a very happy mood. Kutuhale, in a very happy mood. Tabe ai pativrata गण संगेलैया पुत्रवधू घरे आनी लेना हर्ष हैया. At that time, Shachi Mata was there to receive her daughter-in-law and son who had just gotten married. She was there along with all the other Pativrata Gana, all the other chaste wives like Sita Thakurani and Malini Devi. They were all there to receive Shri VishnuPriya Devi and Shri Vishwambhar. Last two verses. Ki ananda haila se akatya kathana se mahima kona jane karibe varnana. Srila Vrindavan Thakur is saying that the experience, the blissful experience, the ananda that was experienced by all the devotees, it is akatya. It is indescribable. It cannot be described in words. Ki ananda haila se akatya kathana se mahima ko na jane karibe varnan. Who can describe the bliss that all the devotees felt when Shri VishnuPriya Devi and Shri Vishwambhar got married? And now last verse, my dear friends. Jahara murtira vibha dekhile nayane papa mukta hai jaya vaikuntha bhuvane. This is verse number 216. Jahara murtira vibha dekhile nayane. Anyone who sees through the ears, for us, because we are reading Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, anyone who hears about this marriage ceremony of Shri VishnuPriya Devi and Shri Nimai Vishwambhar, Jahara murtira vivaha dekhile nayane papa mukta hai jaye vaikuntha bhuvane. That person will get completely freed from all the sins. Anyone who meditates upon this marriage ceremony of Shri VishnuPriya Devi with Shri Vishwambhar becomes free from all sins and Jai Vaikuntha Bhuvane. And he will go to the supreme eternal abode, Vaikuntha. Yahara murtira vivaha dekhile nayane papa mukta hai jaya Vaikuntha Bhuvane. Hare Krishna. So please receive these blessings, this benediction, this Falashruti from Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur, because all of you have participated in the wedding ceremony of Shri VishnuPriya Devi and Shri Nimai Vishwambhar. Thank you very much. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Shri VishnuPriya Devi, Shri Vishwambhar Vivaha Mahotsav ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Adi Gadadhara Prabhu ki jai. Thank you so very much, Adi Gadadhara Prabhu, for showing us this wedding samskar through our ears in such a beautiful, melodious narration with your so much of happiness and enthusiasm. It was hard to not dive deep into these beautiful narrations. It was such a heartwarming, beautiful, beautiful experience. Thank you so very much. So just before we end, I would like to make an announcement that next Saturday, which is also Varadvachi, a few days before Nityanand Triyadashi, we have a very, very wonderful guest speaker coming on this channel. We have His Grace Radhikaraman Prabhu, who will be narrating beautiful pastimes of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So we humbly invite and request everyone to please come back. Same time Saturday, 10 a.m. EST on the same link. And we'll have some wonderful narrations by His Grace Radhikaraman Prabhu. So with that, once again, we thank all the devotees who participated in this wonderful, wonderful narration. And on behalf of everyone, thank you so very much, Adi Gadadhara Prabhu. And we can't wait until you come next time and give us your wonderful association. Thank you so very much. And at this point, if anyone would like to open up their mics and express their gratitude to Adi Gadadhara Prabhu, please do so.
Thank you. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Radhe.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai
Hare
Srila.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Wonderful, wonderful.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderful class.
Haribol.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.